Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to iBUG Buzz episode 612 for Monday, December 4th, 2023. My name is Pete Lane, and I'll be hosting your show tonight along with my co-host, the one and only esteemed and beloved Ladybug herself, Sandhya Rao. The iBUG Buzz is an open forum for questions and answers relating to iOS devices. These devices include your iPhone, your iPad, an iPod Touch, if you still happen to maintain such a relic, a Apple TV, and an iPod Watch. We'll also entertain questions on peripherals and adaptive devices such as keyboards, Braille displays, speakers, headphones, and anything else that connects to your iOS device. We'll also open it up for questions relating to native Apple apps and other software for your iOS device. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us live on the iBUG Buzz tonight, and for those of you who may be listening on one of our recorded podcasts that are available on a variety of alternative podcast applications. We focus primarily on the assistive technology aspect, the assistive features of the iPhone and the iPad, but we particularly focus on voiceover. So with all of that said, I'd like to turn the microphone over to our co-host Sandhya for some updates and for what's cooking in the iBUG community. Sandhya? All yours.
All right. Thank you, Pete. Yes, we have lots going on this week once again as we kick off the month of December. So, all times are central. Everything is on Zoom unless specified otherwise. So, the events for this week. We have the buzz that we're going to be doing right now for the next 2 hours. At the midpoint, we'll have the big reveal for the movie on Friday, so stick around for that. Tomorrow, we have the Mac Buzz on Clubhouse from 5 to 6. Come with your questions about the Mac. Even if you don't have one, you can still ask questions. And, of course, if you have one, you probably have even more questions. So come for that tomorrow. Then, on Thursday, we have Trekkie Talk. We're watching The Next Generation Season 7, and I believe it's episodes 12 and 13, but I will confirm that. So that's from 8 to 9 on Thursday. Friday, we have the iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies starting at 8 p.m. Audio described track of a movie that we do not know yet. We will find out in about an hour. We have social time at 7:15. Name that tune. General silliness prevails during that time. After the movie, we'll have a discussion and trivia. Then on Sunday, we have from 4 to 6, we have iBug Cafe. It's going to be a fun one. Seeing AI and vision. And you might think, well, I already know what seeing AI does. Well, you know what? There are some changes, updates, things that it didn't used to do. It does. It's got some new little features that we are discovering, and we're going to share them with you. So come on Sunday. And then next Monday, we start all over again. I wanted to let you know about the book club, just in case you need a little extra time to get ready. That will be on the 14th of December, and it is called People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, DB 103191. So get started. I think it was about 11 hours or so. Okay, now, we have our social media. We have our website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org. It's where you can get all the information that I just told you and more. All of our services are absolutely free, and you can register and get notifications of each event, as well as a summary at the beginning of the month. And with that, I will. I was going to say that all of our podcasts, our recordings of our training sessions are recorded and archived on our website, on YouTube, and on your favorite podcasting app. So we hope that you will avail yourself of some of these methods of reviewing our calls. If you have a question, you want to go over something that we talked about, or not sure you totally got the explanation for any of those reasons, those are there for you. All right, with that, I'll hand it back to you, Pete.
Good. Thank you, Sandhya. Thanks for a rundown of all that's happening on iBUG. A full plate. Well, now is the time during our Monday night events that we like to allow folks to say hi, tell us where you are, who you are, and where you are calling from. And if you happen to be a newcomer to either iBUG in general or to the iBUG Buzz Monday night event, let us know that too. I'll get us started. My name is Pete Lane, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
This is Marcia from Daytona Beach. I'm about 2 hours south of you.
Howdy, neighbor. Welcome, Marcia.
Angelo in Ottawa.
Hello, Angelo.
I'm in Arizona.
Hello. Welcome.
Herbie in Houston.
Hello, Herbie.
Brad.
Hi,
I heard
Hi,
Brad. Howdy, Brad.
I'm Michael from Missouri.
Hello, Michael. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Ed from Georgetown, Ontario.
Howdy, Ed.
Hi.
Vincent
John
from New Jersey.
from Austin.
Hi, Vincent. And who was from Austin? Was that John?
John,
Welcome in,
Yes.
John. Yeah.
thank you.
Sri from Virginia.
Chanel in, oh, sorry.
Hello, Sri from Virginia.
And Chanel in Houston.
Hi, Chanel.
Desi in Tennessee.
Hey, Desi. Welcome in.
Thanks, Pete.
Paul in Columbus, Ohio.
Howdy, Paul.
Gloria from Houston.
Hey, Gloria.
Hey.
This is Dee. I'm about a little over an hour southwest of Mount Carmel, Illinois, and about the same distance northwest of Paducah, Kentucky.
Wow. That would be Southern Illinois, would it?
That would be Southern Illinois. Someday you
Well-
want to get to town, but I don't give that out too often.
No, I don't blame you. Welcome back, Dee.
Yeah, I'm afraid Sandhya would end up on my doorstep.
I think worse things could happen.
Ned from Texas.
Howdy, Ned.
Howdy.
Sarah
Good
from
evening.
Vermont.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I missed who was that?
Sarah from Vermont.
Hey, from Vermont, Sarah.
Hey.
I am Louis from northern Indiana, part of the Chicagoland area, and this is my very first time being on this Zoom meeting. So I
Well,
hope you all are gentle with me.
Hello, Louis. Welcome to iBUG and welcome to the iBUG Buzz.
Cindy from Chicago.
Hey, Cindy.
Philip and Mary from South Texas.
Welcome in, South Texas.
Janet from Colorado.
Who was from Colorado? I'm sorry.
Janet from Colorado.
Hello, Janet. Welcome back.
And Jody in New Hampshire.
The one and only. Jody, how are you?
Good.
Welcome.
Hi, Pete.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen Earls, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Hello, Mary Ellen. Who else is with us? Anyone hasn't said hello yet? We'll give you another shot if you aren't quite ready at the midpoint of the show. But I'd like to welcome everybody in. Thank you for chiming in and saying hello. Why don't we go ahead and open up the show with our first question? Who would like to be our first questioner?
Maybe Luis, who's first. He's new.
Yes, Luis. Louis, would you like to start us off with a question? Let me ask you a question or two, Louis, if you don't mind. How did you hear about iBUG? What kind of iOS device do you have? And how'd you find out about iBUG?
I first of all, I am using an iPhone 8 Plus. I'm a little behind, and I learned. I was listening to one of your YouTube videos when it came to CNAI and a couple of the other AI applications that are currently out there, and it definitely interested me. But and then I subscribed to your Facebook page. So with that being said, my first question is: you were mentioning earlier about the different events that are going on and what have you within iBUG today. So my question is, I don't always receive the notifications or invites on the the events, upcoming events. So I'm just curious, how do I, where do I go on the page to schedule or to at least notify me when you all have posted something on your page?
Right. Okay. So did you say you went to the website ibugtoday.org?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't gone to the website yet. I subscribe to the Facebook group.
Okay.
Your Facebook page.
Well, you would need to go to the website itself, which is iBugToday, ibugtoday.org. That's the home website, the home site for the iBug organization. And if you flip down the tabs there, you'll find one that says register. And if you're doing it on your phone, you perform a single finger double tap, and that will open that link. And you should find a very simple form where you fill out your name and your email address, and you will then be registered once you submit it. And you should receive all of the notifications for all events and any activities that are coming up.
Okay, I appreciate that. And then if I can, so I have a question. My follow-up question is related to the iPhone, but something different. I'm curious, there's so many Bluetooth keyboards on the market, and it's kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I haven't come across, and maybe I don't know how to search correctly, but I'm wondering, is there a Bluetooth keyboard on the market that is like a braille writer, with the 6 keys and the space bar and kind of that format? Because I don't know.
Who would like to answer that question for Louis?
This is Jody.
Go, Jody.
Yeah, I don't know if they're available in Illinois. I think they are. But if you contact your state library, you might be able to get one of the new NLS e-readers, which is a way of reading Braille books. It has a 20-cell Braille display with a Perkins, keyboard, and you can pair that to your phone. And that would be a free way of doing it.
But if I can, will that allow, okay, so like, for example, will that allow me to use it as a regular type keyboard? Like if let's say I'm responding to an email, or I want to create an email, would that allow me to type out, my email, but just using the Braille, let's say the Braille template, the Braille format? Does that make sense or no?
Yes. I think it's an interface that you can use that way. There's also a Braille keyboard available on your phone. You can actually type using the 6 Braille keys right on the screen. If you go to the rotor.
Okay.
If you go to the rotor, you put 2 fingers on the screen and twist like you're twisting a dial. And one
Right.
of the options in your rotor is Braille, and that will bring up Braille keyboard instead of using a typing keyboard.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's good to know.
This is
Thank you
Chanel.
for that.
Okay, Chanel, go ahead.
Yeah, so a couple things. With that keyboard, I do believe you need to make sure it's called Braille Screen Input, and you need to make sure that that is available in your rotor, which you can do by going to Settings and then looking for Accessibility, then VoiceOver, and then Rotor. Also, there are two purely Bluetooth Braille keyboards that do not have displays associated with them, but there's just one is called the Hable One, and it's a little bit, instead of being horizontal, the keys are vertical up and down. So like the it's more in what we call screen away layout. That's the Hable One. There's also the Orbit Writer. I myself think the Hable is a much better keyboard. It's a little bit of getting used to because you're holding the device away from you. So you have dots 1, 2, 3 going down on the left, and they're going down, not across. The Orbit Writer is the more traditional Braille format cell. And yeah, by connecting them to your phone, you can do anything that your phone allows you to do, but you use Braille input. Sometimes getting around on the phone is still faster using touch, but a Bluetooth keyboard is great for typing. So you kind of have to use a combination, but hopefully that helps you a little bit.
Thank you, Chanel. Thanks, Jody. Louis, is any of this making sense?
Yes, it is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following.
Are you a brand new user to the iPhone, Louis?
No, I've been using the iPhone for a couple of years now. It's still
Okay.
a little new. I'm still a little green, and there's so much to learn that as I come up with a question, that's where I'm kind of trying to figure out, okay, where would be the best
Right.
place to ask it at to get a better idea. And it's always, for me, it's better to talk to somebody like we're having this conversation
Right.
now
Mm-hmm.
versus asking on this group and that group and kind of waiting for a response. And sometimes it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, we're here every Monday night, so that's something you can rely on. I was thinking about mentioning, if you think it might benefit you, the iBUG has a Jumpstart Mentor program where you would be connected to a one-on-one mentor and actually go through an iPhone tutorial series as an iPhone beginner. If you think you're that early in your progress, that might be a good program to get involved with.
Oh, that's interesting. Would I find more information on the website, the .org
Yes,
website?
yes. It's called the Jumpstart Mentor program, and it's right on the website along with the register tab where you can get registered for the notifications.
Oh, definitely. Okay, something I'll definitely be exploring.
Great.
Thank you for that.
Let's keep going.
Thank you, Louis. All right, who else would like to ask a question?
Cindy.
Go ahead, Cindy.
So I just wanted to recommend one more thing, the Orbit Writer. So that's another good one.
The Orbit Writer?
The Orbit Writer, right.
There you go. Okay, Louis, another one for you.
Actual Braille key. So if you're looking for something for that, that'll be a good one.
Excellent. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate that. You got enough to work with, I think, there, Louis. Who else? Who's next on the questions?
Yeah, this is Michael. One of my biggest challenges with the iPhone is scanning a QR code if it's on my computer screen. Like if it's on a website, you're doing the two-factor authentication thing, and you're trying to line the phone's camera up with the QR code to successfully scan it. What's the easiest way to do that?
Who'd like to handle that one for Michael? Has anybody scanned a QR code? Yes, Sri, go ahead.
I'm going to give you the poor man's way of doing it. Things like that, I usually call like Apple accessibility, have them screen share so they can see what's on the screen and help you guide it.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes what I do, I guess you could call my response the poor man's way of doing it too. I maximize the browser window that I'm in that has the QR code, and then I navigate to the QR code with the JAWS virtual PC cursor, and then I just try to wave the camera in front of the screen, like I slowly wave it until I get it. Sometimes it works, but it takes a little time. But I usually do get it. But I was just curious if there was a better way.
Does that highlight the QR code on your screen?
It seems like, well, I don't really know if it totally highlights it because I don't have any eyesight at all, so I don't know. But
right,
if with a lot of patience, I usually do get it.
Good.
This is Chanel.
Yes, Chanel.
Yeah, so what I would do is try to increase the brightness on your computer. Make sure, and then on your iPhone, the camera it's going to use the back camera. So what I try to do is maybe kind of have it close to my screen and then slowly pull away. And if it's not getting it anywhere, then instead of maybe waving it around, try like a different position to kind of, put the phone and then go back. And I have done the QR codes before, but I've done them from a Mac, not a PC. I don't know if that makes a difference, but with the phone, they somehow the two will connect. I've had the phone usually does get them. So it's just a matter, sometimes it takes a bit, but maybe just try to keep your phone, put it towards the device and then slowly pull back and see if it catches it that way. So
that's exactly what I do. And sometimes
okay.
if it's too difficult, what I'll sometimes do is I'll see if the website has an alternative to the QR code. So I'll click that button that says cannot scan QR code, and then I just enter the details manually.
Mm-hmm. Another thought that comes to my mind, Michael, would be to call IRA. There's a free call or free 5 minutes, I think, or free one call every 24 hours, and sometimes they could help you direct it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Sure. Good luck on that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Michael, I see your hand is raised. We're not raising hands in here, but maybe you hit
sorry.
it in.
I accidentally. I was trying to.
No problem. No problem. Who else has a question?
This is Helene.
Hey, Helene.
I have a question regarding, I guess it's a bug from 17.1.1.
Okay.
Two things that keep happening still are that, that the portrait and landscape, if I'm doing Wordle, it'll say, oh no, we can't see your whole screen. Rotate your screen. And that's never happened, so that something is switching inside the settings that I don't know how to adjust. And the second part of this is that when I do a Zoom Pilates class on Zoom, the person's saying that the camera is moving around, so that if I lift my hands up, then it's on my top of my body and she can't see my legs. And if I'm doing things, it's just the camera is rotating, moving. It's following whatever I'm doing. So is this something that I can adjust now that it's it has updated, and that I can now go into settings and make that not happen?
Who can help, Helene? Anybody can answer. Well, Helene, I'll take a shot at your first issue, which is where your screen rotates. So when you go into Wordle, you need to be in what, landscape mode or portrait mode? If you can go into your control center, which if you remember, to get to the control center, you remember that? One of the items in there, I believe, is called lock screen rotation or something to that effect. And it's a toggle switch. It's an off and an on. And if you put it in the on position, it will lock it. So get it set to whatever you need, which would be portrait, and then go into the control center, double tap on lock screen rotation, and it will stay in that mode. It will not switch no matter what you do with the phone. Now, I do not know how that camera is navigating or veering back and forth and up and down. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? We don't want to miss our Pilates.
Yeah, really.
I wonder if that's a byproduct of your screen rotation.
Well, that one is in the, this is Helene.
Yeah.
One is in the iPhone and the other is the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sarah.
Go, Sarah.
I'm a little reluctant to answer just because I can't remember what it's called, but it's like
That's
theater
okay.
mode or something like that. And I have it on my iPad for yoga, and it does follow me around because we're always in different positions in different areas of the room. So I find it helpful, but you can turn it off. And it isn't just from the last update. It's been around for a little while.
And how do I find that?
It would be on probably on the camera. So I think I'm going to need a little bit of. There you go, Herbie. Take it.
You know where I
Go,
would
Herbie.
actually look for that is actually in the control center.
What's it called? Is it theater mode?
I know we have that on the watch.
This is Sri.
Sri?
It's not Stage Manager, is it?
No.
Okay.
So, Helene, take a look in settings for theater mode, and you think it's in the camera settings, Sarah?
I do. Well, it's probably in the video, like when you it's probably in the video mode.
Okay.
And I guess it would be kind of annoying. I have a guide dog, and sometimes it likes to follow the guide dog, and I'm chopped liver.
Hi, Sarah. It's Michael. One thing you could do to find.
Go ahead, Michael.
Well, hang on. You got to wait till Pete recognizes you, please. Okay.
Oh,
Thanks.
okay.
Thanks, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what you could do in the settings to find out where this is you just use the search feature and just type the word theater into it. And then that would display where it is.
Was that Chanel?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut in. I think people are done and then they're not. So I apologize. I was wondering if it might only be a type of thing that appears in the control center once you're in a meeting. Like, you know, and that's maybe where Herbie was. I mean, still look at those other places like this camera settings and video and all that. But it might be that when you have video on in Zoom, there's going to be, and you're in a live meeting, there's going to be more setting, like things to choose from in the control center.
All right, guys, we need to move on.
Yeah, take a look in your Zoom settings, Helene. Maybe it'll be there if you don't find it in your regular settings. Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Who is next? Who would like to ask a question? Anything?
Dawn from Houston.
I'm sorry, from Houston?
Dawn from Houston.
Go, Dawn. How are you tonight?
I'm okay. I just want to piggyback on the update situation. Ever since my iPad has been updated, it won't let me put my password in. I have to try like 4 or 5 times. Or when I try to open the app, and double tap on the app, it clicks on another app. Then I have to get to the app that I'm trying to open again, or like 4 or 5 times. And when I'm reading an email and I'm trying to delete it, it won't delete. So I wondered, is that the answer to my question? Do I need to go into the lock screen setting part?
You mean as far as the rotation of the lock screen? It doesn't sound like it, but you can check it. You know, what rings a bell with me, And I'll let anybody else answer it first. I'll pass it out to the group. Who would like to help Dawn on this one?
This is Philip.
Yes, Philip.
Okay. For Dawn, are you talking about like you try to open up an app and you double tap it and it doesn't open at all, just like kind of like jumps around to a different app icon?
Yes.
Okay. I had the same problem when they did that update, and I called Apple's accessibility support, and they talked me through on how to fix that problem. So unfortunately, I don't recall, but it did fix my problem. So I would suggest calling them up and have them help you out on how to do it. They did it through the share screen, and it did fix my problem.
Anyone else have any thoughts on Dawn's problem?
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Yes, it's almost like the screen is more sensitive with the update. And what you do is you go to settings, voiceover, accessibility, or accessibility, then voiceover. And then at the bottom, the very bottom of the screen, there's an item that says double tap timeout or something like that.
Yeah, that's
and you
it.
can tap on that, and then you can increase the it says increment or decrement or increment. You want to increment, you want to increase it, and that will increase the time a little bit, and it will make it it'll bring it up to the same sensitivity that you had before. I had to do that also.
Okay,
So
thank you.
it's settings, accessibility, voiceover, double timeout or double tap timeout at the bottom, very bottom of the screen.
Right. Yeah, Dawn, what that does is it gives you a little bit more time to complete the double tap. When you're double tapping on, like you're selecting your password figures in the keyboard, or you're going to an app, it's registering something too quickly, and it's not giving you a chance to finish with that second tap of your finger. So what you can do here, like Jody says, is you go into that double tap timeout and find increment, and that will allow you to expand to make that double tap period longer. It's preset at 25 100ths of a second, 0.25. And if you increase it to something like 0.35, that will extend that time to give you the second tap. And that sometimes helps. It definitely helped with me. So play around in your settings, accessibility, voiceover, and then go down to double tap timeout.
Okay. Thank you, Jody. Thank you.
Thanks, Jody. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you, Philip.
Okay, who else has a question? Anybody?
This is Marcia.
Yes, Marcia.
When I was going to the mentoring, Greg mentioned that I have something for my files, and I've never had occasion to use it, but I have a friend who is sending me an M4A. He's telling me a story, but he's going to do it in many recordings. So I wanted to save it to my file so I could put the whole story together later on. And I don't know how to. He sent it through a text, and I see an image, but that's all.
Okay. So you get a series of texts, and each one is an M4A file,
Right.
which is an audio file. Okay.
Yes.
So you can't listen to it at all, or can you listen to it, but then you want to save it for later in the Files app? Okay. Who can help Marcia with that?
This is Herbie.
Oh, Herbie?
So when you double tap on the audio file, I believe there is like a more button towards the bottom.
Okay.
And under there should be a save option. Another thing I think you can do is you can swipe down on an audio message, and there might be a save option there too, and that would save to your downloads folder.
I did flick around, and I did see something that said download.
Yep.
So
that would download it and put it into your downloads folder that you would access from files.
So that would put it in downloads, but not in my files, correct?
No, that would be in your files, yes.
Downloads that's one of the files folders
Folders
in
your
the
files, yeah.
downloads in the Files app.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Herbie.
Nope, you're good.
Yep.
This is Sri.
Yeah, Sri.
One of the I was just thinking, when you're playing the audio track, don't you also get the option to share that file? And
That I didn't hear. I mean, I just got the first one tonight, and the second one has come in. So I haven't played with it that much. It's just that since Greg had told me about my files, I did. I was taking on so much. There's so much information that I had never gone any further with it.
Go ahead, Sri.
If there's a share option, if you do like the share, then you'll have, I believe there's an option to share the files, which will then save it to the files directory.
Oh, okay.
Right, Marcia. When you tap on the M4A, you'll listen to the audio file. Then when you're on that screen, you'll see a share button, and if you double tap on it, it'll give you a world of different options where to share it or who to share it with. You can send it to someone else through messages or through an email, but one of those options will be files. And if you tap on it, then you will be given a series of folders in which to share it and save it. And one will be your downloads. And I think that's a good destination, like Herbie said.
Okay.
So, this is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
Yeah, if you want it in downloads directly, just don't worry about the share option. Just swipe down to download.
Okay.
And I don't think that there is a share option when playing an audio file. I want to say there actually isn't, but I don't have one in front of me, so I can't say for sure.
Okay. But it won't hurt to look around, Marcia.
Yeah, and the other thing I could do is send it to myself and put it on my PC.
True that too. Good. Thank you, Marcia. Good luck there. Who else? Who is next? We have plenty of time and all kinds of topics.
This is Philip.
Yes, Philip.
Going back to the QR code scanning, I got a third gen SE, and going back to the basics. Do I have to download a QR scanning app in order to scan QR codes, or is it built in to the phone or the iPad?
This is Michael.
Go, Michael.
It's built into the phone. In fact, there's a really easy way to do it where you can just tell Siri to scan QR code and it'll walk you through what to do, like when it's ready to scan. I don't remember exactly how it does it, as it's been a while since I've done it exactly that way, but it will prompt you, and then you just do like Chanel said, hold the camera close to the screen and gradually pull back, and then it'll scan it. But of course, this depends on the context you're doing it in, because if it's something like, if you're trying to do it for Microsoft Authenticator, then you'd have to do it in the Microsoft Authenticator app.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Yeah, something else you can do is you can add a QR code reader to your control center. So if you go to settings and accessibility and rotor, you can add the QR code reader right to your control center, and then that will make it easier. You just tap on that when you want to read a code.
Oh, okay. I'll give that a try.
I don't think you need to add it to your rotor, though. I think you just add it to your control center, which is...
excuse me, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's
right,
what I meant.
I thought
I'm
you
sorry.
might have.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, Jody, that's good that you mentioned
let me go
that.
back a step. Forget the rotor. It's not in the rotor. You go to settings, go to control center, and you can add it to the control center there. I apologize.
That's okay. Okay, I'll give it a try. Thanks.
Okay, good
Thanks,
luck,
Pete.
Philip. Thanks, Jody.
Thanks, Pete.
No problem. You were right on track. Thanks a million. Who else has a question? Anything iOS? Yes, Paul.
Okay. Several weeks ago, I had asked a question about removing contacts in my iPhone on the iPhone. And I've got like 220 or something like that. And so I went through, and this is the second time this has happened, deleted the ones I wanted to delete, and then a period of time a little down the line, it could have been a few days or a week or so, they're all back.
Oh my.
And
Friends who just won't go away, right?
Yeah, something like that. Seems to me at some point I heard that if you had it like with Gmail or another contact so that would have an application that had contacts in it, you needed to turn it off or something, but I don't think I do. I've got Gmail, but I don't have Gmail contacts.
Huh. Do you remember specifically how you did it? How you deleted them?
Just as we discussed it at the time, was go into the menu in the contacts. There was the quick one where you flipped it a couple of times, and that was one of the options to delete or go into the long.
Like a single finger triple tap, and you get your context menu, and one of those is a delete option.
Right. And then also the longer menu if you open up the contact and have all that stuff. And there's a lot of new things in 17 also. You can decide if you want to share one to somebody. It gives you a whole lot of options to not share such and such.
That's
anyway,
when you open up the whole screen and go down to the bottom. Yeah.
Right.
Who can help Paul? Deleting contacts so they don't come back.
This is Michael.
Go, Michael.
Yeah, so I can help with this. So even though you don't think that you have Gmail contacts, what I would do is go into your settings and then, go to the contacts or something similar. And then for each account other than iCloud, turn the contacts off, because somehow it sounds like that they're trying to resync from some other source. So it's possible that that's how they're coming back.
It's Marie.
Okay, Marie.
I have a slightly different suggestion. If you go into your settings and go into Mail, you'll see a link that says Accounts. And you click on that, and it shows me what accounts you have connected. And it'll say like iCloud. And after iCloud, it might say Mail, Contacts, yada, yada, whatever is associated with iCloud. So you can go into each one of those, and if you don't want the contacts from that account, and if you have more than one account on there, which I have several email accounts that show up, I can add or delete the contacts for that server.
Okay.
So you might give that a try.
Great.
So you're saying iCloud is kind of like a heading, and then under that it has all the different things that it's associated with.
It'll also like say mine, I have a Magpie Gmail, and it'd say Magpie Gmail, and then behind that it says Mail, Contacts, and I forget what the other
Calendars, probably.
Calendars, yes. Yeah. So you can add or delete them, click on that account, and then you can turn any one of those features on or off.
Great answer, Marie. Thank you. So that makes sense, Paul?
Yes, it does. Thanks.
Excellent. Great. Good luck. Keep us posted. Of course, you'll let us know if they come back. I'm sure. Thank you, Paul. Okay, we got some time. Who's got questions? Anybody? There's no stupid questions.
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Yeah, I had a weird thing happen. I got a new phone. I got an SC3, and I was really happy at how well everything transferred over from my older phone. It was a lot more smooth a transition than I thought it would be. But my notifications didn't transfer. So, for example, I was getting weather alerts, and so I went into notifications. It was still turned on there. And I went into the weather app, and it was still turned on there. And then I went to Focus to make sure that there wasn't anything, that was blocking notifications from coming through. And it still didn't work. So what I ended up doing was I removed the app, and then I reloaded it. And then, it asked, do I want to set up notifications? And I said, yes. And now it works. So that was a workaround, but I thought it was kind of strange that I had that problem, and I've heard other people had the same problem. So I'm wondering if anybody else has had that same experience.
Was it just within the weather app?
No, there were several. I have a local New Hampshire news station, WMUR, and I was getting alerts from there. And I did the same thing. I removed the app and reloaded it, and then it worked again. But it was strange because it was on in notifications, it was on in the app, it was on everywhere, but yet the notifications were, and they were still coming out. They were still, I knew that I was missing them because my old phone was still coming up with notifications. So
well, I've heard a lot of people complaining about notifications, but I didn't really listen to the specifics. Can anybody help Jody?
Yes, this is Michael.
Okay, Michael.
So one thing you want to check for is going into settings and then notifications like you did to check that each app is turned on, and you said it is, but then it's also good to dive deeper and make sure the settings are on for allowing on the lock screen and in the notification center.
There's one other. Did that too.
Oh, okay. Well, then the only thing that I know of is what you did to just delete and reload the app, even though that's a painful way of doing it. I've had the same problem sometimes, and that's all I could figure out as well, is to just reload the app.
I heard this problem over on WhatsApp, and I think I heard yesterday that what's the newest release? Is it 17.2 or 17.1.2? The latest update, Jody, has resolved that problem. So if you haven't updated it in the last couple of days, yeah.
Okay.
If that's the same problem, and it did relate to notifications, then it may have been resolved with that update.
This is Jody. Yeah, I did read about it on the VI phone list too, that other people were having that problem. So, okay, good.
Check the update.
I get the update.
Great.
Okay,
Let us know. Thanks, Jody.
And this is Michael again.
I'm sorry, who's that, Michael?
Yeah, it's Michael.
Go ahead.
So it's always a good practice to fix any kind of bugs to make sure your software is up to date. So that's a good troubleshooting step.
Right.
With any bug, just check for updates.
Good advice. Great. Thank you, Michael. Okay, we got plenty of time for another couple of questions. Anybody who hasn't asked a question yet?
This is Dee.
We'll get Dee first and then Sri. Oh, go ahead, Dee.
Okay. I'm asking for a friend because I have not updated my watch yet. But my friend is complaining that once she updated her watch, there's no longer a dock. Is that true?
Ooh. That sounds dangerous. There is no longer a dock on her watch. Yes, Marie?
That's true. But you can get to, it's almost the same thing. If you double tap the crown, it will bring up recent app. It's not the same as the dock. I'm like, I was very disappointed because I used the dock all the time, and it is gone with the new watch OS 10. So, but like I say, double tap on the crown, and generally the apps that you use most often that you would have on your dock are probably going to show up then.
Okay, thank you.
Mary Ellen?
Yes, Mary Ellen.
Okay, there's another thing you can do is simply, if you want an app to open, just simply, say HEY or SIRI and tell it to open the app. And also, sometimes what will happen is if you look very carefully on the face of your watch, whatever app you've been using will show up. It kind of sneaks in there. And if you can find it, you can open it from your watch face.
Okay, this is Dee.
Okay, Dee.
Okay. I just want to throw this out there. I told my friend to create, like, one of the things she was just wanting was the workout. And she said, let's go all the way down to 3 W's to get to it. So I told her to create a new watch face and put workout as one of the complications. That's what I've done. But I like I said, I haven't missed the dock because I have not updated yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it real easy to have some extra face faces and put complications up there to get to them quickly.
Sounds like a good workaround.
This is Jerry from Vermont.
Let's hear Debbie first. Go ahead, Debbie.
Yes, on the, at least this shows up on my watch after this new update, is if you go to just swipe down on it, first you'll hear like notification center, and then you'll hear control center, and the next thing you hear is widgets. If you tap on that and then swipe right, you will get to workout. It's down just a little bit, but it's pretty easy to get there that way. It'll say things like it has like news, and it has the day and the date, and you can actually change those, but I haven't changed how they appear, but that order of those widgets. Somebody smarter than me probably knows how to change those. I'm sure they do. Anyway.
So workout is one of the widgets then?
It is, and it's right there in that list. It's down, and if you just swipe right a few times, you'll get to it.
Okay.
Okay, this is Dee.
Yes, Dee.
What happens if you press in on the bar now? Because that's where you used to get to the dock. What happens when you do that?
In the absence of the dock, what do you get when you press in on the bar? Anybody?
Jerry from Vermont.
Okay, Jerry.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Jerry.
You get if you press on the side button, you get first of all, if you press on the side button, it will wake up your watch. Then you get the let me do it. Control center. If you push on the side button with a watch open, it will wake it up, and then push it again, and it will get to control center, in which I'm sure everybody knows what control center is, but it gives you the battery and what's connected and all that stuff. But I was going to say before that the widgets is also a really good idea. I think you can change those and add and subtract those too, as far as I know. But Debbie was right. It's a great way to keep things that you use regularly up front on the watch. So that's what I would do is stay with the widgets.
All right, guys, we need to move on.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. Dee, I hope that gets you going, or your friend. Any other questions? New topic. We've got a few minutes. Fresh question. Plenty of fresh answers. Yes, Sri, go ahead. Sorry. We had Sri first, Marty. I'll let him go first.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I just tested the question about having an attachment on text message with an audio track. I just tried it. You can double tap on audio track, play it, swipe right. A couple times, you'll see the share button, double tap, and then in the bottom, you'll see save to files.
Excellent. And that's where you get the done and the play button and the media center button, and one of them is share.
Correct.
Okay. So who had that question? Who had the MP4 files coming in on the text?
This is Marcia, and could you repeat that one time, Shri?
Go ahead, Sri.
I got my recorder on.
Yeah. So when you get that audio track as a text message, you double tap on the audio track, so it's going to play the track. So when the audio track play section comes up, if you swipe right a few times, you'll see the share button come up. Double tap on the share button, and in the bottom of the screen, you'll have these different options where you want to share that track file to. And one of those options is save to files.
Thank you.
Okay, Marcia, good luck there. Thank you, Sri. Appreciate that. All right, Marty, we got some time. What you got?
I was just curious or an opinion. I'm using two phones now, my new 15 and then my old iPhone 8. On my new 15, I'm using Alex as the voice. And I've been looking for alternate voices on my 8. The enhanced voices, I find they're choppy. So I tried Eloquence, Read, that's okay. I've tried Samantha. I'm right now using Tom, not enhanced, but Tom regular. Um, Most everything is okay. Some of the letters, like V and B, are a little hard to distinguish. I was wondering if anybody had an opinion of any other voice that would be close to Alex.
Who's got other voices? And this is on the iPhone 8?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
all the voices that are on the, because I got 16.7 on the 8.
Okay. Can handle the newer voices. Who's got some suggestions for Marty? I use Alex myself.
This is Sri.
Yeah, Sri.
Just a curiosity question. I'm using, on my 8, I'm using Samantha, and I'm just trying to understand, is there a particular reason, if you're happy with Alex, why you don't want to use Alex on your 8?
I don't want to use, I want to distinguish, because when I get notifications, it's hard to tell which phone the notification's on. It's just so that I know like which phone is babbling or whatever. I like Alex, and I have Alex on the 15, but I want to put a different voice on the 8.
Just so you can distinguish between which device they're coming in on,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I'm using Samantha on my 8.
Samantha enhanced or regular?
Regular.
Yeah. Do you find that some of the enhanced voices, this is Marty, you find that some of the enhanced voices are a little bit choppy, like they're clear, but
I had it once for a while, and this is Sri. I had it once for a while, and then I took it off, but that's what I'm using.
Okay. Well,
Did I hear someone else back there? Sorry, Marty.
That's okay.
Anyone else with the suggestions other than Samantha, regular, and Alex?
I use Tom now.
Tom working out okay? I like
Yeah.
Tom. Yeah. Okay. I guess keep looking around, playing around, Marty. Maybe you'll find something that appeals to you.
Okay.
Dawn from Houston.
Okay, Don, what you got?
I have a stupid question that I should already know. Do we have to always put in our email when we're downloading apps?
Who can handle that for Dawn? Go ahead, Dawn.
Is there a quicker way just to download an app?
This is Marty.
Yes, Marty.
When you download an app, it's not your email. I think I know what you're talking about. You do have to put your password in, unless you go under either Face ID or Touch ID. And I think there's a list of applications that you can apply that to. And I think you want to select installing apps. I believe that's where you set that up. I'm not positive, but you can do it so that it would recognize your Face ID or Touch ID when you install.
This is Michael.
Yes, Michael.
You set this up actually in settings under the iTunes and App Store. Look in there, and I don't know exactly what it says, but somewhere in there it should have the setting to apply Face ID to installing apps or Touch ID, kind of like Marty said.
If I'm not mistaken, Michael, is there not a way to do it without any security, like Touch ID, Face ID, or any of that? Because I download apps with all I need to do is get it. It asks me to get it, and you don't even have to enter your Apple ID.
Again, I would check the settings under the
iTunes and App Store. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Brad.
Yes, Brad.
Yeah, there's two things. What Michael is saying is correct. And then can't remember who it was before Michael was also correct. There's Marty. It's two things. You do in the App Store to, do you require password every single time? And or you also go into the passwords and Touch ID, Face ID, and lock, whatever it's called on your phone, depending on if you have Face ID or Touch ID. and it will make you type in your Apple ID password, which is the password for the App Store.
Good.
Generally every so often, but certainly the first time, if it's a new phone or you haven't done it in a long time, it'll make you type in your password. After that, it will have you authenticate either with Face ID or Touch ID. And then again, that's depending upon how you set those settings in the App Store.
Okay,
So
Brad, thank you,
things.
man. Dawn, there you go. We have come to the top of the hour. With that, I'll hand it back over to Sandhya.
All right. Thank you,
Shoot.
Pete. Very good. Great questions. Kept it moving. Very good. Thank you.
Excuse me, Sandhya. I missed somebody. I just want to be sure we get back to her. Who is that I missed?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
They'll speak up. All right.
Yeah,
So we're gonna go on and give a chance to anybody who didn't get to say hello the first time. Say your name, who you are, where you're from. Who'd like to go?
This is Terry from Arlington Heights.
Welcome.
This is Terry from Arlington Heights.
Yeah, right. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Marie from Reno.
Marie, welcome.
Mo from Texas.
Hey, Mo, welcome back.
Thank you.
Like to go?
San Antonio.
Welcome.
Jacob from Michigan.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Deb from Kansas.
Deb, welcome.
Thank you.
Who else wants to say hello? Anybody? All right. So we're just saying who you are, where you're from. If you just slipped in right now, like Brian, we want to say hello. Don't have to put you on the spot or anything. Okay.
Hi, Pat from Ohio.
Hey, there you are. Welcome, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Glad to have you.
Hey,
Brian
I've
from
been on
Ontario.
There's Brian. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hope I didn't wake you up. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get ready. We're going to find out what our movie is for Friday. iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. And that'll start at 8 p.m. Social time, 7:15. Discussion and trivia to follow. And with those extremely extravagant, mysterious clues, we have our very own iBUG guy. iBUG guy, are you out there? I sure hope so.
When it's late at night, what is the name you write? Oh, what I'd give if I could see. Am I the boy?
Yes, we're back for another beautiful night. Glad to be here with everybody. We are going to do some clues to guess what the movie is. But first, remember last time, did everybody get your can of hairspray? We have some more uses for that wonderful old can of hairspray. One other thing you can do with hairspray, do you ever have to remove stickers or tape and it leaves a sticky residue on whatever you're removing it from? Well, just give it a quick little spray of a layer of hairspray and that will wipe let it sit for a few minutes and then it will wipe that sticky gummy stuff right off of there. Wow. Also, hairspray. What about those screws that may have stripped or they just won't tighten up for whatever reason? You can just screw them down as far as they'll go and then spray a light layer of the hairspray over the top of the screw. And that will create a polymer film that will secure that screw. And it will not loosen anymore.
There you go. More uses for hairspray other than keeping that booth hair up in the air. All right. Now it is time for.
Oh, God. Are you breathing? Hello? Oh my goodness. Get some hairspray.
All right. All right. This is a fun time. Everybody gets to come off of mute. The only time during the program that you can unmute without having to do anything. Just stay unmuted. You don't even play. Isn't that fun? All right. Practice unmuting yourself. And we've got some great clues. We're going to have 5 clues. Maybe if we get that far, you get 1 guess per clue. And just like in the regular program, say your name, wait to be acknowledged before you try to guess the title of our movie for this week. Okay, here we go with clue number 1.
You calm down.
The setting of our film this week. Oh, it takes us back across the pond. We love going across the pond on iBUG movies.
This is Ned.
Ned.
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
We already had that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did?
Actually,
I think we did.
that one. Yes.
Hold on, people.
Very good. So that will not be a correct answer tonight. If you would have guessed that 52 weeks ago, you might have got it. All right. Anybody else? Another movie from across the pond. Think about it. All right, we're going to move on then. We may get through all of our clues. Clue number.
Okay. Go on.
The book has been made against all odds into a funny and charming movie that understands and preserves the charm of the original writing.
Mo, this is Mo.
Oh, go Mo.
Paddington.
Paddington?
Paddington.
Paddington like the bear?
Yes.
Or Patton? Like the general?
Like the bear. The bear.
Paddington like the bear. Oh, Mo is so.
Oh.
At least he got it across the pond. Good try, Mo. Anybody else want to take a guess?
This is Desi.
Debbie.
Desi.
Desi.
Yeah, Desi. DESI, Desi.
Desi, go for it.
Sense and Sensibilities.
Sense and Sensibilities. That is based upon a book. Desi, you are so good at this. Unfortunately, it's not the book that we were looking for this week.
Mary Ellen?
Try. Mary Ellen.
What about
ahead,
Winnie
Mary
the
Ellen.
Pooh?
What about Winnie the Pooh?
The Pooh. Oh, that would be so good if it was not an animated movie. We love to never show animated movies. No, we will show them every now and then. Not this week.
Can I
Is it
take
Shri?
a turn?
All right, who else?
Is it Shri?
Shri, he's got it.
How about Wimbledon?
Wimbledon, that is across the pond. Was there a book about Wimbledon, Shri?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got 2 clues.
This is
Totally wrong for tonight.
this is Ned.
All right, Ned's back. I got a feeling.
Well, I'm going to say Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights. Oh, Ned is so good at this game also. Guess what, Ned? You are absolutely
Can I take a turn? This is Louis.
Hang on.
Oh, Louis, go for it. Louis.
If we're talking across the pond, Oliver Twist.
Oh.
Oliver Twist, another great film. And it is based upon a book. And it is so wrong. Good try, Louis.
This is Herbie.
All right, Herbie.
Black Beauty.
First time. What? Sorry.
Black Beauty.
So, Black Beauty. Black Beauty.
Oh.
Black Booty? Or
Black Beauty.
oh, Beauty.
Beauty.
Oh,
It's a book that was first written back in the 1800s about a horse.
PG-13. Okay.
Oh my God, was that politically
all right. That is a great book and a great
I know,
film.
Michael, that was not a mistake.
You did not read that book. I know you
Of course
did not
it
read that
wasn't. He ought to be on stage.
This is Vincent.
book. Go ahead. Wait.
That's
Mr. Cohen, ready?
All right, Vincent. I heard Vincent. Oh, by the way, Vincent
Christmas
did
Carol?
an excellent job. I was getting ready to give you a compliment. And
I'm sorry.
And he doesn't do that often, so listen.
Yeah, he definitely not.
Vincent did an excellent job facilitating iBUG Unplugged. If you didn't be there last Saturday, you missed a great time. All right, Vincent, what was your movie?
Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol, another favorite from across the pond. Oh, and it is based upon a book. That's a classic. Which version?
The original, 1936.
The original 1936. Oh, that is absolutely.
Mr. McCulloch.
Absolutely what?
Did he go to sleep?
Good
We
try.
didn't hear what he said about the last one, but it was evidently wrong.
Well, we could always go ding, 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 ding.
All right.
Continued.
It is not the one we're watching this week, but that is a.
Oh, I'm going to put myself on mute.
Anybody else?
This Philip.
All right, Philip.
You can take a shot. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol. Da, 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 da.
What is that?
Is that the one? I was doing the intro. That's not it?
Don't quit your day job. Keep going.
All right. Good try, Philip. We're going to pass over you for another.
Are the Muppets British?
There's a lot of Christmas carols. I don't know if that one's British or not, but it was based on the original book by a Christmas. Who wrote A Christmas Carol anyway?
No, he's talking about the Muppets.
I know, but it's based on the book.
The Muppets?
Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol.
Well, the Muppets Christmas
Yes.
Carol was a Muppets Christmas Carol, yeah, and it was based on the book.
It's actually known to be one of the more accurate ones of the book too. So,
all right, let's keep going, Mr. McCullough.
Dickens says incorrect. All right, moving on. We're going to clue number 3.
Finally.
Beavis and Butthead did a version of A Christmas Carol.
That one.
Okay.
All right, clue.
I know them.
Number 3. At the beginning, we see the main character's life has consisted of smoking, drinking, and eating too much, and not finding the right mate.
No wonder.
This is Nikki.
Doesn't narrow it down.
Come on down.
What did they say?
He said, Nikki, come on down.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Oh, I was before that clue. I was going to say A Tale of Two Cities, but that threw it away. I have no idea. Thank you.
All right, keep going. Who else? Mr. McCullough, we got to move this on.
I have no idea.
This is Shree.
All right, Shree.
Lock, stock, and barrel.
Lock, stock, and barrel. You're lucky I don't have my
No.
Sound effect.
No, you don't need it. You don't need it.
All right, good try. That's not it.
Dawn from Houston.
Go, Dawn from Houston.
Come on, Dawn. Save us.
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11. I don't think takes place across the pond.
No.
Right. Anybody else? We see the main character.
I have one. I'm Louis.
Oh, Louis.
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. Oh.
Don't even.
Wow.
Even.
Drinking and eating is all over that.
That was in the pond, not across the pond, right?
Captain Ahab did
Good
that.
try, Louis. Good try. All right, we're going to move on. Unless it's just dying to guess.
Y'all are doing terrible. Keep going.
All right, we're going to stump them. I got a feeling we're going to stump them.
Okay.
Number 4.
Oh my God.
The main character put on 20 plus pounds and developed the cutest little would-be double chin, as well as a British accent for the film.
Nobody could see her double chin or his double chin.
Dawn from Houston.
Right.
All right, Dawn's coming back in. I got a feeling.
Titanic.
Titanic.
No.
Oh, that's the wrong feeling. Good try. We've seen that one too. Thanks, Dawn. Come again. Anybody else?
This is David.
All right, David.
David's got it.
Is it Bridget Jones' Diary?
Bridget Jones' Diary. All right, let's check our clues. That's across the pond. It is based upon a book of the same title. And I don't know about the third clue. What did I say the third clue was? Oh, the smoking, drinking, and eating.
He was eating and drinking and acquired that double chin.
And now they gained 20 plus pounds because ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes, yes. Bridget Jones' Diary, starring Renee Zellweger, who gained 20 pounds so she could be the chubby little girl, 30-year-old rather, in the movie.
What?
And also starring those great real British actors, Colin Firth and Hugh Beaumont. No,
Grant.
Hugh Beaumont.
Hugh Beaumont.
What?
You will leave it to
100
Beaver.
years old.
So what's the name of the movie?
Bridget Jones' Diary.
Never heard of it.
That's from 1928 or something.
It is from 2001 or somewhere.
Yes.
2001. So that will be our film this week. David saves the day again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
All right, buddy, what do we have for our winner tonight?
All right, David, you get the ugliest sweater Christmas sweater that there ever was. This movie is attributed, maybe credited with starting the whole ugly sweater fad, actually. So anyway, good luck with your sweater. Don't wear it anywhere we will be, okay? All right, so thank you, and thank you, Mr. McCulloch. Would you like to say goodnight, Mr. McCulloch?
The boy who's in your diary. Do you recall and make note of all the little things I say and do?
All right, that was quite something. So the movie is the Bridget Jones' Diary, 2001. 8 o'clock Friday. Now, we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled program, and we're going to do an iBUG Bite segment. For that, we're going to hand it over to Pete. Pete, are we ready to go?
We are ready.
Okay. Here we go.
You know, we talk a lot about our batteries, our battery health. How do we conserve battery? I thought we might take a quick romp through our battery settings and take a look at some of those features. On that note, I'll open my settings app.
Settings.
Single finger double tap. And I'll go quickly down to our battery settings.
Battery button.
Single finger double tap.
Battery percentage switched button on.
As you can hear, we're immediately placed in the first item on the list, which is your battery percentage. This is the percentage that shows up in your status bar at the top of every screen. If you want that to appear, I would keep this button in the on position.
Low power mode switched button off. Low power mode temporarily reduces background activity like downloads and mail fetch until you can fully charge your iPhone.
You can decide for yourself whether you want to keep this feature on.
Insights and suggestions heading.
Here you'll find any suggestions that iOS may have that will help you save some battery. We have one suggestion for me.
Auto lock button. Auto lock is currently turned off. You can save battery by turning it on.
Auto lock is a feature which allows you to set a time frame after which your phone will automatically lock after a period of inactivity on your screen. Mine is currently set to never.
Battery health and charging button.
That's a button. Let's single finger double tap.
Phone batteries, like all rechargeable batteries, are consumable components that become less effective as they age. Maximum capacity 89%.
That is my current battery health, 89%.
This is a measure of battery capacity relative to when it was new. Lower capacity may result in fewer hours of usage between charges. Peak performance capability.
So when we speak about your battery health, this is the measure that represents your battery health. Mine is at 89%, which means it is 89% as healthy as it was when the phone was brand new. Now, I have an iPhone 13, which I purchased just about 2 years ago. So in 2 years, it has deteriorated by about 11%.
Optimized battery charging, switched button on. To reduce battery aging, iPhone learns from your daily charging routine, so it can wait to finish charging past 80% until you need to use it.
So keep your optimized battery charging button in the on position.
Clean energy charging switched button on. In your region, iPhone will try to reduce your carbon footprint by selectively charging when lower carbon emission electricity is available. Battery back button.
Single finger double tap.
Battery health and charging button.
Now there's a lot more diagnostic information here, but I want to skip a lot of that in the interest of time, and I'm going to slide right on to our battery usage by app.
Bard's mobile audio, 54%.
So immediately you see that I've been reading a book on Bard, and thus the majority of the last 24 hours have been spent reading that book.
Safari, 11%. WhatsApp, 8%. Facebook, 6%. Messages, 4%. YouTube, 4%. Phone, 2%.
I'll stop it there because the rest are minimal. Besides a representation of the time that you've spent using these particular apps during that period, it might also point you to a particular app that's draining your battery more so than you think it might. So keep an eye on it just for that purpose. So while there are a lot of issues relating to your battery and how to preserve battery strength, I thought we might cover just a few of the key battery settings in iOS that we talk about regularly on the iBUG Buzz. So that concludes our brief presentation. Let's open it up for questions. All right, any questions? Just wanted to touch on some of the more common questions that we talk about every once in a while in here.
This is Ned.
Yeah, Ned.
What was that last thing you went to just discover what app is taking up the most electricity, not electricity, but battery?
Right. It was called battery usage by app.
Oh, battery usage by app. Okay, thank you.
And you can set it, by the way, for a time frame. You have two choices. One is the last 24 hours, and the other is for the last 10-day period. So it can represent the percentage of the battery usage by app over whatever period you've chosen. Who else?
This is Jody.
Hey, Jody.
Hey, Pete. Now that I have two phones, my older phone, I'm not using it as much. And when I had my older phone before, I left it plugged in all the time, and apparently that's killed the battery. So what do I do now with my older phone to keep the battery in the best shape? Just wait for it to drain down and then plug it in again and drain down and plug it in? Because obviously plugging it in all the time killed it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good school of thought these days about, letting it drain all the way down before charging it again.
Well, not all the way, but down to 30% or thereabouts.
Anybody have any thoughts on that?
This is Sri.
Yeah, Sri.
I really don't base it on that fact. I base it on your battery cycle count.
Mm-hmm.
And on the new phones, especially if you have the 15, if you go to general settings way down the bottom, general about, you go all the way down the bottom, it gives you the battery cycle count, which is really useful. To me, that's what's the real indication of your battery health.
What does that actually represent?
So the way the battery cycle count goes is they're looking for 100% drainage of the battery, then starting it back up. So for example, if I was at 100% and I let it go down to 50% and then I bring it back to 100%,
mm-hmm.
That is one cycle. I've got it back from 0 back to 100. So, you could go many different ways of calculating. As long as the total number of the cycle adds to 100, that becomes one cycle.
So it doesn't matter how low you drain the battery to. If you charge it all the way back to 100, that's one cycle?
That's one cycle. So if it went from 100 to 0 and you charge it back to 100, that's one cycle.
Okay. And the phone has only so many cycles of life in it?
Yeah, if you go to apple.com, they'll tell you what the battery cycle count is in their eyes. Now, they'll argue with you, and there's a calculation that you can actually do to actually get the actual percentage. But I can tell you what we see on our phone is not actually true.
So how would that translate into advice for Jody? Let it go as
Battery-
far down?
Yeah, I've not heard anything about how much damage does it cost going from draining it down and restarting it. Before it used to be a problem, but I think with the new type of batteries, I don't think that really matters.
So she could let it go all the way to 0 and then charge it back up.
Yeah. And
probably get the most life out of it.
One thing I would also suggest is, if you have an Apple Care Plus on your phone where battery is included as a replacement, it's actually the cheapest thing to fix on that phone. But for me, I always want my battery to be at 100% as much as possible.
This is Terry.
Yes, Terry.
I've just read a bunch of stuff about battery health recently, and they're kind of recommending the sort of 20-80 rule, I guess I would say, for optimum battery health. If you let it go down to 20% and then charge it, and if you leave there's an optimum, I forget what it's called now.
Optimized battery charging.
Yes, and it'll go to 80%, and then depending upon it seems it knows it gets over several days' time, a week's time or whatever. If you are consistent when you at the time that you charge your battery at the same time every day, for example, it kind of gets to know that, and then shortly before it thinks you're gonna use your phone based upon when you've charged it, it will then ramp that up to 100%
during the last part of that period.
Yeah. Yes.
Jody, there you go.
Yeah, thank you. One more quick question.
Okay, real quick.
Why would leaving it plugged in all the time have damaged the battery?
Unless it stays, again, the optimized battery charging holds the charging at 80%, like Terry described, and then only charges it between 80 and 100 during the very last time frame piece of the cycle before you typically pick it off the charger and use it. So apparently 80 to 100% is not a healthy place to be. So I think maybe keeping it at 100% is probably what pushed it. Just a guess. Makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Yeah. Who else?
This is Jake.
Brad.
Hey, Jake. Go ahead, Jake.
Hi. I just have a quick question. Did you use the phone regularly before it became your second phone, like for a couple of years?
That's for Jody? Yep.
Yes.
What was the question?
Did you use your phone regularly? Go ahead, Jake.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you use the phone like for a couple of years, like the second to the third year, you start getting that the battery going down.
What was your battery health when you bought the new one? Jody, do you remember?
No, it was in the 80s. I can go check. But
well, Jake,
it's not. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jody.
I was gonna say it's not this phone I'm concerned about. It was my original SE is the one that I damaged by leaving it plugged in all the time. So now I've got an SE2 that's my backup and an SE3 that's my new phone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, keep going.
Okay, we're moving right along. Brad, you had a question?
Well, I had a comment. You mentioned the very first item on the list was show battery percentage. I just want to point out for voiceover users, it doesn't matter if that's turned on or off. You're going to hear the battery percentage. There's a little icon, looks like a battery. And if, let's say, your battery charge is at 50%, half of that thing's going to be shaded in one color and the other half's another, light, dark, whatever. And it's going to say 50%. If you turn that on, a sighted user will see the 50% next to the icon. So that really only matters if you're a sighted user.
Okay.
You may take up a little room, but I don't think it really matters for a voiceover user one way or the other.
You'll hear the percentage regardless,
no matter what,
whether it's on or off. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Brad. All right. I think that winds it up, Sandhya. Thank you very much. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Pete. Very good. Okay. Let's get back to our questions. Who did not have a turn during the first time? Want to get a hold of them. Say your name. Let's move along. Would like to go? Anybody who didn't get a chance?
This is Jerry from Vermont.
Go ahead, Jerry.
I have an issue with my Apple Watch, and that is I changed the keyboard from standard to touch typing on the watch.
Can you get
And
closer to something? Because you're a little bit far away.
okay, that better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, okay.
Okay. I changed the keyboard on my watch to touch typing as opposed to standard, and I can't find what I did to change it back again to
This
standard.
is
All right.
this
Who's
is
got an answer?
Terry.
Go, Terry.
You on your watch, if you can use the rotor,
Yeah.
which works the same way as it does on your phone, there
Right.
is a thing in there that shows you what typing mode you're in, and you can find that and then swipe up or down to get to that. Or you can also go into the watch settings. I think you can do it both on your watch and your phone, and you can change it there as well.
I've
You go to
looked.
the watch app.
Okay, I've looked at that, but I'll check the rotor out. I don't see it on the settings. I don't know why. It gives you all kinds of keyboard stuff, but not typing mode or style. At least on my watch. I have a 7. And I don't know.
All right. Try that out. Let us know. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, that's a new thing, I think, now. Typing mode.
9:36 p.m.
All right. We're getting background.
Speaking rate 65%. Volume 90%. Language default.
All right. Remember, guys, if you've got background noise, mute yourself. All right. Everybody's muted now. Who's got a new question? Who'd like to
This is Vincent.
go, sir?
This is concerning the AirTags. When you purchase the AirTags, do you have to buy a case separately, or does it come with a case?
Oh, what a great question, Vincent. Who would like to take care of that one? Do you need a case for an AirTag? Well, anybody? AirTag people out there?
This is Dee.
Go, Dee.
Vincent, you should know by now. You buy one Apple product, you have to buy another Apple product and another Apple product. Apple's not going to send you anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yes, you have to buy your case separately.
So you can. So yeah, that's kind of what makes the AirTags a little pricey, because some of the third-party ones have like a ring or notch or something already built into them. But you can buy some fairly inexpensive kind of little tags to put the AirTag in. I mean, not tag, holders, like a holder with a ring. 'Cause I have one that I put for my dog. So it's just comes with a ring on it. So you can get those fairly cheap. What was that? My other, but it also depends on if you're going to, if you want to just put it in your backpack or whatever, you don't need a ring. You can just float around somewhere in your backpack or whatever. So I hope that
Actually,
helped.
one is going to be for a dog. So
Okay, yeah, for the dog, get a tag. And get a secure. There's some that are kind of flimsy, because I got one that kind of covers the whole thing, so that way even if it gets wet or in the rain, it's totally covered. I'll try to find that, but you can see that it in the description. It's all on Amazon. You can read the description, and it kind of tells you that it covers the whole thing.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, this is Jerry from Vermont.
Go ahead.
The actual tags themselves, this may not be good for Vincent, but the tags themselves have a sticker on the back. It's kind of hard to get to, but you can just put the tag with a sticker inside your purse or what have you. You know,
the AirTag has a sticker.
Yeah, on the back, I believe.
I've never seen that. I don't know. Maybe something new, but
I don't know. I mine seem to have that.
Okay.
So,
All
but
right.
the cases that for the air tags are not that expensive, really.
Right.
They're cheaper than the air tags.
Right. Definitely.
Thankfully.
Yeah. But you can also, as usual, spend lots of money on air holders for the air tags as well. So.
And as far as the range is concerned, because I wanted also to get one for and my daughter and one of my sons for their cars, to locate their cars when they're in a, I guess, parking area or something like that. Is there a range limit?
That's a good question. Who would like to talk
This
to
is Shrey.
that? Go. Shree?
Oh, there is no range unless, I've seen it go around the world and people are able to follow the tag.
Yeah.
I will say I just bought a few just a couple days ago that we put in the car and did the family sharing with the tags so that myself, my wife, and my daughter, when it's in the car, it's not going to show us as a foreign, that you're being followed. I did a tutorial, I made a recording of it. I might try and post it in our Facebook page on how to do that.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
It's very fun. You'll have fun with those, Vincent. Thank you. All right. Next question. Yes? Who would like to go? Somebody who hasn't had a turn wants to go. Try Buddy a chance.
This is Shree.
Okay.
I was just gonna say on the ones that I got, there was no self-sticky in the back.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was wondering. I didn't have that either, but I thought maybe the new ones or something. But okay, thanks. All right, who else? New question. Okay, I will
This
ask.
is Jody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you want to ask a question?
Oh, go ahead, Jody.
Okay. With the new feature of the when people leave a voice message and Siri will read the voice message as it's being left, is there a way to turn that feature off? Not Siri, VoiceOver. VoiceOver will read the voice message.
Right.
This is
Is there a way to turn that
Go,
off?
Brad.
Go into your phone, go into settings, swipe down till you get the phone, and you'll find it in there. I can't remember how it's labeled, but you'll recognize it. Something to do with, what's it called? Virtual voicemail. Yeah, it's annoying because it talks and it keeps refreshing itself. It's just,
yes.
Okay.
And
this is Brian.
And mine used to send me a text message with the transcript, but I didn't get it when that was turned on. So, yeah.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, just going to add to what Brad said. It's at the bottom of phone in settings, right down, all the way down the bottom. It's called live voicemail.
Live voicemail.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, Brian. Woohoo. Okay, next.
This is Ned.
Oh, Ned, and then Kathy. Hang on.
Yes,
Kathy.
this goes back to the last segment. Where would I find all these different voices that they were talking about?
Okay, anybody know where the voices are? They're in your head, Ned.
Probably in general somewhere, probably. I don't know.
I don't know. Anybody? Voices?
This is Marty.
Go, Marty.
When you're in VoiceOver and when your accessibility and you're in VoiceOver, I think it's not too far down. It has speaking rate, and right after speaking rate is speech.
Yes.
And you click on speech, and I think the first on the top of that menu is voice. There's pronunciation. There's a bunch of settings in there. You click on voice, and it will give you a list of voices. You can download it, or you can, I think, swipe up to speak sample, and here's a short sample.
And there are lots of fun samples in there. Thank you, Marty.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kathy, go for it.
How could you tell I was going to ask a question? I didn't say anything.
No, you went up. Go ahead. I know you.
So in Facebook, I was reading, there was the iOS thing where they have blind users make comments. And somebody had mentioned that it was a fun thing to use Be My Eyes and use the AI to recognize pictures and describe them, but you could ask to have them described as different people, like describe this to me as if you were a geek, or describe this to me as if you were a king.
Oh.
But I can't figure out where you would possibly go to have AI describe things in different ways, because you only get the one screen where it says take picture and then you get the description. So I'm not sure how you would do that.
Anybody have any ideas? Thoughts? Be My AI.
This is Cindy.
Go, Cindy.
So you, at that screen, once you take the picture, you right over to the right and it'll read your description.
Right. But she wants a specific description, as if it's about like a king had said it or whatever.
This Marie.
Go.
There's a little button that says, I believe it says ask more.
Right.
And you click on that and you type a message, you to ask it, give it your question and send it like a text message, and it will write a message and send back to you.
Okay, there you go, Kathy.
I thought that Kathy, I thought the ask more just would connect you to a live person.
No.
Yeah.
No? Really?
Nope. It gives you more description. I was looking at a sweater the other day and it said it had varied colors, and I clicked on ask more and I said, can you tell me what the other colors are? And it gave me all the different colors.
Right, and that ask more, you can keep going and going. So
you can continue to ask.
Really?
Yeah, it remembers what you said.
Oh my goodness.
So go try that out. Okay.
It's fun.
Good, Kathy. Okay, next. Who's going next? New
This
question.
is Terry.
Go, Terry.
I misspoke. There isn't something in the rotor on your watch for changing the keyboard setting, and I'm trying to find it, and so far I haven't found it either, but it's got to be somewhere.
All right, Jerry, you're not losing your mind. Terry is. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
We'll follow up. Just hold on tight. Don't go looking for the rotor because it's not there. Okay, I know Mr. McCulloch talked about this last week, so I can't remember what he said, but all right, I'm sure he doesn't either, so we'll just keep going. Who's next?
This is Helene.
Yes?
Yes, this is Helene. I'm trying to waiting for them to fix the bug of when I want to do a text message and I start speaking to the phone and say, send a text, it'll say, it'll keep repeating, but only part of what I'm saying. So I'm now very patient and wait for it to repeat. But it doesn't disappear if I ask Siri for my messages. It won't disappear after she's told me the message. It's still there, so that if I touch on messages, it'll say 3 messages, and then I have to listen to the whole thing again. So
yeah, I thought we talked about this last week.
Yeah,
What was our solution?
They said wait till the bug fix is in.
Well, I think as far as, as you're dictating and you're saying, so you say, this is my house or whatever, and then you're saying she starts repeating right there, or when?
No, it's send a text to Sandhya and say, what do you want to say to Sandhya? It will then I will say, what are you doing? And then it'll start to say what, and then it'll stop, and then it will say, what am I? And then it will stop, and then it will go back and say, what am I doing? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Never finishes the sentence. And I think that it is true. Somebody said last time, go into the text message instead of using Siri. It seems like Siri's having seizures.
Yeah, because you can swipe right, or left, and then it'll be right there. The text of what was written is there, or what was dictated. So you might just do, I don't know, just forget SIRI and just go into your dictation, which is not always much better, but and when you're doing Siri, you're holding down the right side and just going straight through and dictating. Okay, and it's still happening. Yeah. I would do the touch and explore, and then hopefully you can see what was written without waiting for her to just take initiative.
This is Sri.
Go, Sri.
Colleen, has Apple identified this as a bug? And did they specify at what machine this is affecting? Because I've never had this problem.
This Marie.
Go, Marie.
I updated to 17.1.2 and I had Siri send a message today and it worked as it had in the past.
Okay.
So it seemed to have fixed the bug for me.
Oh.
Okay. How do you know if it's, well, I have to go to settings to see if I have 17.1.2.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Thank you.
Good news, Marie. Elmer. Okay.
This is Kathy.
Go.
Helene, it sounds like from what you're saying that you don't hold down the key, that you just tap it and then it says, what is your message? Because if you hold it down continuously, like press it in and then say, send a message to Sandhya, and then there'll be like a little beep, and then you just go right on with the message. You don't wait for her to say anything, but you just say, how's your day going? And then you let up, and it'll say, mine never worked the other way, where you wait for it to say, what do you want to say to Sandhya? So,
well, first it says, what do you want to know about Sandhya?
But what I'm saying is you should totally hold it in, so that you say who you're sending to and then give the message and then let it up.
Yeah, hold the side button down continuously. Do not let go.
So I have an SE3, so do I press the home button?
You still have a home button. Yeah, you can use your home button. Yeah.
But keep it held down. Don't press it and let it up at all. Just keep it down till you get done with your whole message.
Okay.
All right. Somebody I heard, Sri?
This is Sri.
Go.
See, this is not making sense to me, because when you said, what do you want to know about Sandhya? That is a completely different thing than when you say, are you saying send text message to Sandhya?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are two separate issues. That what do you want to know about anybody? That if I say I'm sending it to Sri, it'll say, what do you want to know about Sri? And that's something that's not gone away ever.
Well, see, the thing is, we're telling you to hold the side button or the home button and don't let go. But when Siri is about to send the message, it's going to repeat the message, and it's going to ask you, do you want to edit or send? Right?
Yes.
And then if you want to add to it, are you going to hold the button down, or are you just going to speak? Because I usually just speak.
Yeah, you just speak. This is when you're initiating the message.
Yes.
You're telling Siri to do it and telling her what to say.
Yes, I'll hold down. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next, I have a question. Okay, go ahead.
I found it.
Okay.
So on your watch or in your watch app on your phone, if you go into voiceover and then you swipe a bazillion times to the right, and you'll find keyboard, and you can do this either on your watch or on your phone, and in the watch app. But you swipe till you get to keyboard, and then you double tap on keyboard, and there are all kinds of things you can do. And one of them is the keyboard feedback or something. I forget now what it's called, but
typing mode.
Yeah, something like that. And there you double tap on that, and you've got several options for how you want to have your keyboard set. And I think this starts is available with Watch Series 7 and up.
Okay, I think he said he had a 7. So okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Terry Ann. Now, my question. I've been using Safari, and I'm noticing that it says tap to dismiss context menu or whatever. And I'm not be able to see my favorite. I'm just having all kinds of trouble. I have a little vision. I can see on the screen there are like 4 little squares or however many tabs, and I'm always trying to get to my Wordle tab. So is this something new, or what have I done, or is there some setting that I messed up? It says tap to dismiss
This is Brad.
context. Go,
You're talking
Brad.
about the tab button down the lower right corner, correct?
No, I just go into Safari and I want to, like show my bookmarks and then go to my wherever, but I can't get there. It keeps saying tap to dismiss context menu.
Well, there's a button in the upper right corner that says done. Because then when
Okay.
you open show bookmarks, you got 3 things there: bookmarks, history, and reading list. And there
Yeah.
are 3
I
tabs
can
at the
never
top.
get there. I can never get there.
Hmm.
So then I open tabs and then I see the 4 boxes, but I can't figure out how to navigate between them. So luckily I just start closing them all and then eventually I get the one that I
This is
want, which
Brad.
does not seem right.
You
Go ahead, Brad.
swipe from left to right. When you go to tabs, it shows you any open tabs. You say you got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you see the boxes. You can see a little bit. Put your finger on one of them, and then you swipe left to right, and you'll go through 1, 2, 3, 4.
But
And then when
I
you get to the
wanna
one you want, you double tap on it.
I want to go back to the way it was. So okay,
That's the
I'm
way
going to
it's
go
been
try
for a
finding the
long
done.
time.
What?
That's the way it's been for many versions of
No,
Safari
it
on
didn't
iOS.
used to be this way. I
It's
used to
not
be able
new.
to see bookmarks and then see Wordle
But
and just
that's
go
under
straight.
bookmarks. That's a different
Yeah, but I
thing.
cannot get there.
Bookmarks, when you're in a Safari page, or even when you just open the Safari and you have no page open, there's tabs across the bottom. The far right is tabs, and that'll open up and show you any open tabs.
Right.
Flick to the left. I can't remember if it's the first one, but you should see bookmarks. And when you open bookmarks, then there are 4, they call them tabs, but
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
you get 3 things you can see in there. You can see your bookmarks, you can see your history, and you can see your reading list.
Yeah. So that's
And
my
so if
point.
you're looking for
I cannot get to that bottom row anymore.
But the bottom row, swipe 3 fingers down. What happens is if you got a page open, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
If you have a page open and you're not at the very top, the tabs disappear. So 3 fingers swipe down, or 4 fingers single tap at the top should take you to the top, and then your tabs are going to reappear.
Okay, I will try that.
This is
Thank
Sri.
you. Go, Tree.
I just had a curiosity question, but you said you have a dismiss button, don't you?
No. A dismiss? Well, no, I'm swiping up to close the tabs.
Oh, I thought you said there was a dismiss button.
No.
Oh, okay.
Dismiss. I think Brad said there was a done button. So
Right. There is a done button on the top right, but I thought you said dismiss.
never saw the done button. I'm gonna go back and after this call, I'll go figure it out.
So there's a new way to do Wordle.
This is Kathy. What are you
Kathy,
saying? Yeah.
I had trouble getting into Wordle, and then I don't know, Paul figured this out, or there's an app called NYT Games, and you don't have to, and Wordle is in there, and it's easy to do.
Oh, okay. So is it the latest? It's the one that everybody's doing that day, or is it a different?
You get a grid on, and you have to tap a letter, and it'll say add.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you'd enter, and it'll tell you which letters are right. It's the same word.
Okay.
Yeah. If last night's word was.
I don't remember. Don't tell me today's or yesterday's. Well, you can tell me yesterday's, but you'll probably tell me today's by accident. So, okay. Thank you, Kathy. I'll have to go try that out. Thank you, Pete and Brad, for helping me out today. We had a pretty great call. Lots of great new people. Welcome to our new callers, specifically Louie. We hope you come back. And he even participated, so that's wonderful. Quick review of our week for this week. Tomorrow's Mac Buzz on Clubhouse, 5 to 6. Wednesday we're off. Thursday, Trekkie Talk, 8 to 9:30. Then Friday's the movie, and that is Bridget Jones' Diary. Then on Sundays, iBUG Cafe from 4 to 6. All of those things except for the Clubhouse are on the Zoom conference line. Go to our website, register, and you will get notifications of our upcoming events. With that, we will say good night and
Sonia.
Yes?
This is Richard. With the dismiss tabs, I don't know if it would be any different because I got the iPad to iPhones. I don't know if it would be different. I get that a lot of times too, and Sri had mentioned if it was a dismiss button. I get that in my in the music and stuff, and certain times, and it will instantly say that. It will come up and it will say dismiss tab button. And I caught that one time, and I said, okay, let me just try something. When it comes up and it pops up and it's already saying dismiss, just tap the screen and bang, you just closed it right then.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Shri. It was saying dismiss context menu. Tap to dismiss context menu. But okay, we're out of time. I'm going to go back and try some of what y'all said, and we will follow up next week. So with that, we'll say goodnight. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Very good. Glad y'all were
Good
here.
night.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everybody. Thank you.
John boy.